the audience. Evidence went into all of us, including me, but by the simple process of elimination, we were able to eliminate you each one by one until we were finally left with the killers.
Who, we ourselves, will take to the police. I can't wait to see the chief's face. So, who was it? Patience. We must include the traditional observation.
We knew the killers had to meet a certain criteria. First, access to the murder weapons. The poison known as digitoxin and the knife known as butcher. Anybody can find a butcher knife in a restaurant kitchen, so everyone had access there.
The poison was a little harder. Digitoxin is used for heart irregularities, so anyone who had access either had to have a heart ailment or is in with a pharmaceutical.
Did you find any prints on the glass?
Well, only mine, but Christy would know to wipe off the glass.
Second, there had to be two killers working in tandem. One to kill the lights, while the other one waited to attack.
It was simple to rule ourselves out.
We knew we didn't do it, but here's the evidence. Dr. Bullfinger was in the dining room, and she would have been the one to stab Artemis, while I somehow slipped in the back and killed the lights. As a pathologist, Dr. Bullfinger knew there was plenty of digitoxin in the glass, so why run risk of stabbing? And as a pathologist, she knew there was plenty of digitoxin in the glass, so she wouldn't have nearly drunk from it. As for me, I simply wasn't there. You, Eileen, called the newspaper office and checked my alibi.
Which brings us down to 5 with 2 of you guilty.
Two killers working together. Here is Alexis, a loner who nobody trusts, whose own brother plans to send to an asylum. You might suspect the poison to be in her realm, but nothing such as crude as a butcher knife. Besides, we have the word of 3 of you that she went out to her car before the lights went out, which puts her nowhere near the circuit breaker or the weapon.
Which brings us down to 4.
I'm beginning to feel like a finalist in a beauty pageant from hell.
If it were, you would hands down. But I'm sad to say that the top contest, you're a runner-up. The winners are Bernie and Jeannie.
Woo!
How did you know?
In the end, all the evidence points to you. As much as having thought of letting Reginald and Eileen run free, they simply did not do it.
But how did you rule us out?
Your location in the restaurant puts you in the fuse box, which leaves Reginald with the knife. I can easily see him planning to kill Artemis, even financing a killer. But to actually stab his own father, that's an act that takes more strength and courage than Reginald will ever have.
About time you people figured that out.
Much to my sorrow. For instance, you two are both sophisticated enough to know that the poison alone would kill Artemis Ward.
Then there's the problem of cooperation.
Yes, while snakes of a feather may slither together, these two serpents were under different rocks.
Their motives didn't match. Reginald's was to control Ward's, Eileen's to destroy it.
Hence, by elimination, Bernie and Jeannie.
Well, don't just stand there. Somebody give the winners their roses.
Where are the handcuffs? Despicable, despicable people. Yuck. Ew.
They involved people had the easiest access. Who knew the restaurant better than Jeannie Dell? Not only did she know where the circuit breaker was, but she also knew which switch to flip and how long it would take for Bernie to perform the deed.
And you had all the time in the world to poison the wine. And the access to do it.
My brother isn't allowed to handle it.
Yes, but he is allowed to burn it. And send it to some fictitious doctor's fake address.
But why would she need darkness to poison a glass of wine?
She probably figured she couldn't incriminate herself if she didn't see herself doing it.
Mine was poisoned before the lights went out. It was her own lack of self-confidence that led to her flipping the circuit breaker and stabbing Artemis.
But I didn't do it. I had no motive.
Sure you did. Your whole livelihood was in the matter. You couldn't stand the thought of having Artemis Ward turn it into a warehouse for romance novels. That's what the original meeting was about, wasn't it? It was with you, not Eileen.
Yes, that's true.
Jeannie, don't.
No, they already know we did it. We might as well tell them.
Right.
Although, we did it.
We did it?
No, you see, Mr. Major, I did it, and Bernie did it, but I didn't do it, so neither did he.
Have you been spending time with Alexis?
Oh wait. When her trial comes, she can always plead inanity.
What are you getting at, Jeannie?
What I mean is, yes, I planned the meeting and I set up the murder. Mr. Ward called me on the phone and he told me why he bought my restaurant. I tried to convince him to rent it back to me, but he told financial burden like me. I begged him, and he finally agreed to meet, but he said it would only be to finalize my closing date.
So, let me get this straight. You said at the meeting, killed him and tried to blame me. You little beast. I bet you had Bernie steal his boss's letterhead and forge his signature to get me to the scene. Didn't you? What an irony. You knew Old Clark didn't have the money to print any more books, and the manor would have been yours by default. Thanks to you. Meow, honey. Drink your milk. Meow.
Yes, Miss Moore was being set up for a ball. Jeannie knew about the broken off affair, which Bernie, no doubt, told her about, to be accepted as a motive. After poisoning, she suddenly feared she hadn't used enough to win, that she'd mess it up, the same way she brought her own business to fail. No doubt, that's what she meant about having done it and not done it. I'm sorry, Jeannie, there was plenty in there. You've done it. Now, she imagined she was in a real mess. Attempted murder with a witness. She told Bernie. Bernie told her to go flip the switch, perhaps not even telling her why. Darkness as his cover, he slipped out under the lights and stabbed Artemis, finishing the deed.
I didn't think you would do an autopsy. I thought if you saw the knife wound, you'd assume that is the cause of death and move on. That way, if I was committed, at least she would go out a free woman.
Aww, a pair of cuckoos, a knife, digitoxin. How sweet, I can touch.
That's news.
He was as good as dead before you stabbed him, Bernie. You'll be charged with mutilation of a corpse, not homicide, because, as it turns out, you're not actually a murderer.
But
So,
neither am I. Yes, I planned the meeting and I ordered the digitoxin. But when he came, I just couldn't bring myself to go through with it. I didn't even use the poison. I threw it away and then I told Bernie what I'd done. I guess I was just so upset and confused that Bernie thought I'd gone through with it.
Artemis Ward died of poison, not a knife wound. Autopsy proved it.
and you made your search the trash cans and there wasn't any poison.
One of the wait staff must have taken it out to the trash.
Of course! Blame the wait staff!
Or it fell out of the normal trash can. I don't know.
The guy saw a hired help. Nobody took the trash out today. And if it had fallen over, somebody would have seen it. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You're no killer, at least not your own.
Is there a violinist in the house?
Work with the police. Denying things will only make things worse.
All right, it's over. I see that now. I confess.
Look at the bright side, Bernie. You can kill the time while you wait by looking for a new job.
What? You're firing me?
I hate to let you go, old chump, but with a criminal record, how can I keep you on?